Another star on my display, calling out from far away, calling out from far away. No one's been here before me now. I'll find a way, don't matter how. Through the dark and endless night, past the points of fading light. Every world that catches my eye makes me want to touch the sky. And I know that I was made for this. Every system holds another gift. Every horizon calls my name. Nothing left to hold me back again. Out here where the stars are bright and new, there's always one more frontier to break through. Break through. Shots of blank and sensors clear, all these wonders drawing near. Let them say it can't be done, while I'm chasing distant suns. In my ship I feel alive, as these cosmic waves I ride. Every scan reveals the way to places where I'll make my way. We are all explorers at heart, born to push the boundaries of art. Time to rise, time to fly, beyond what meets the eye. Beyond. Every horizon calls my name. Nothing left to hold me back again. Out here where the stars are bright and new, there's always one more frontier to break through. Break through. I hear the call of distance, and I know I found my place. Oh, I found my place.
Oh, welcome in, Anonymous. Good to see you again. I don't know why it does. At any rate, welcome in. I'm just continuing my journey around the galaxy. Going to be a lot of traveling tonight, and I'll stop periodically if I find something interesting. Map some systems now and then. I'm past the halfway point now. Let's see, the bubble's over there. And over here, here's Beagle Point over here. We just left there last stream. And this is my next waypoint. I've already been all through here, but I might pass through a system with a planetary nebula that has a black hole that I went to visit a friend of mine at. This is kind of on the way, on our way around the galaxy. All these other bookmarks you see here are from systems that have tritium for mining and stuff. I spent 41 days in this area. Made a trip out here to a star called Ericsson Star, which is the furthest westernmost star that you can get to without a fleet carrier. You have to go through a specific route to get there and use jumponium and stuff. And after I get there, it'll take another day or so, depending on what I find, to travel around. This bookmark over here is a notable stellar phenomena I stopped at that had mollusks. And my carrier's parked over there, so we're getting there. And the current system I'm in now has 2 water worlds that I'll go map. Has one that's got one biological signal, which is either bacteria or stratum tectonica. We'll of course check that out too. I don't think anyone's been here. Most of the systems where I'm at are undiscovered, so. Anyway, we'll go check the A5 first to see if what biology is there, and if there's stratum tectonica, we'll go down and get it. If not, then we'll go map the water worlds and continue on. I probably won't be talking a whole lot, just letting the music play and unless somebody comes in chat or something. Don't take that as a I don't want to talk. I don't have a lot to say. I'm just going to be honking, scooping, scanning, possibly mapping, and possibly sampling some bios. You got a big view. I might stop and take a few pictures. Shoot some video clips to make a better intro and stuff. A couple of shorts for YouTube. I find it difficult to do that because all I do pretty much is exobiology or exploration, so I need to get some shots of other things. Has some combat footage, but it wasn't really footage meant for a video. It's just clips from a stream. Not always the best thing for what I have in mind. Coming in on the daylight side. Would have expected coming from the star. No.
They said the stars were too far, but I had to know what's out there. Each system holds a sign that says Picardison was here. Mission log shows countless.
Still looking for that elusive gas green giant. Green gas giant. I know what I mean. Gas giant that's
I'm racing past the lines into the great unknown, finding planets no one's seen.
had to mute the mic there to cough. We'll just leave it muted, but then I forget I have it muted. Talking away. I did that on one stream. I talked for like 50 minutes.
Next body to map is A6.
Talked for 50 minutes before somebody in chat goes, is your mic muted? Of course, on full screen you can't see me talking and stuff. If we can figure out which ones are the water worlds here. One there.
Looking out this window
Rescue world.
at points of distant light.
Another one. Dixie.
Something keeps on calling, makes me restless every night.
And I am 145 jumps from my waypoint.
Every mile further out shows me
That's
who
probably
I'm
about
meant to
15,000 or so years. I know that. Hey, let's just go right on by it. And,
that guides me through the endless black. Once you feel it power, you can never turn
maybe
back.
go by it again just for the fun of it, right? I'm just coasting.
Commander Burkhardt,
It doesn't really matter if I'm on the lit side or not. I would like to see what it looks like.
against all odds and warnings.
Sometimes the water will be quite Earth-like. Suspect this one's not so much.
Just beyond my reach. Distance doesn't scare me like it used to do. Every new horizon.
I found 3 water worlds last day.
Every star.
Did not post the latest one on Twitter. I mean, why not? Why? I mean, people get tired of seeing me posting. I guess I get them. I find them fairly often.
Once you feel its power, you can never turn back.
Do it. Go to A7 next.
Some call it madness to venture so far, but they've never felt the calling, never chased a distant star.
Mapping complete. Next body to map is A7.
A real need to this mapping, but I'm here. Might as well do it.
Every star pulls me further into the great unknown.
Turned in my exploration data. Not exploration data, my exobiology data at near Beagle Point there at the DSSA carrier. It's only about 1.7 billion and 1.8 no, exactly. A little less than I expected. Again, I've been doing a lot more traveling than biology, so I've been a bad boy in that regard. Not doing this trip really for exobiology purposes. I'm really just doing it to make a loop around the galaxy. I can say I did it. Maybe visit a couple of places of interest or of note, even if I didn't discover them. If somebody knows of some cool place in this region, I'm more than happy to break my routine and head to it just to see it, you know.
They told me not to go, to stay within the lines, but something pulls me forward.
I think I took a day trip to go and did a 12,000 light year one way, 12,000 light year trip just to see anomaly when I was over by Ericsson Star. I would stop at it again, but it's actually a little closer into the core than I plan on going. I'm going to do a real small loop around the galaxy. I want to get some distance in. Got daylight. I'm going to map it.
What lies beyond the edge of everything I've known? New worlds beneath my feet, strange colors in the sky.
This one will be a little better looking.
Tells the story as the days pass by. They say
Ads in a minute. Well, it's got some blue.
just makes me more spellbound.
Sometimes water worlds look very much like Earth.
Edge of everything I've known. The signals
This
fade to
is pretty. Let's go
silence.
after that.
Awake. My fear turns into wonder as I navigate.
You remind me of the marbles. If you're familiar with what marbles are. Brass ball that kids play with. Quite the collection of marbles when I was a kid.
Now I
I think I've seen kids playing with marbles in many years.
was leading me to this moment in time when I
No
could show
batteries
them all
needed.
what lies beyond the edge of
Mapping completed.
everything I
No more
know.
bodies to map.
I'll chart the path.
Next system en route.
Is this the right way?
Breaking free.
Let's press on.
What lies beyond the edge of everything I've known. Everything I've known.
Leading system.
All everything we've known.
Okay.
Fuel scooping.
Standing at the edge, you look ahead.
Fuel scooping complete.
Not a single footprint where you tread. Maps show nothing but endless dark. Just your courage lights the mark. When others turn away, you press on through. Every mile takes you somewhere new. The path before you stretches wide. No one else has tried. Beyond the edge, Commander Bakudesa leads the way. Into the black where stars await another day.
System scan complete.
Instruments point to distant shores where no one's ever been before. Each morning brings another sign of worlds that you'll make
Adjusting for jump
mine. The voice inside keeps pushing
Interstellar travel
strong.
loaded gauge.
Though the journey feels so long, your ship becomes your only home. As further out you roll, beyond the edge, Commander
Analyst.
Bakudesa leads the way. Into the black where stars await another day. Oh, beyond the edge, into the light ahead. Every scan reveals the truth of places we once thought untrue. Your name will mark these charts we draw, the first to see it all. The message that you send us back lights a fire on this track for those who dare follow you and make your vision true. Beyond the edge, Commander Bakudesa leads the
Neon
way.
atmospheric landable.
Into the black where stars await another day. Where stars await, where stars await.
System scan. Friendship drive control.
Jumping to next system.
Looking back at where we started, never thought I'd go this far.
Scanning for
Breaking free
information.
from what they told me. Something calls from distant stars. Just to free from what they told me. Something calls from distant stars. Every pulling stronger than the doubt inside my mind. Every warning sign I pass, every boundary line I cross, led me here at last. There's no map where I'm going. No one's been this way before. There's no map
Body DC
where
5.
I'm going,
Neon rich atmospheric landable.
but I can't
Landable with
stay
atmosphere.
on the shore.
5 of 6 premium
Can't
boost
stay,
materials.
won't stay. Static crackles through the silence, million miles from what I knew. Found my purpose in the vastness, so many miles from what I
Body
true.
DC 2.
Found my purpose,
Neon
something
atmospheric
priceless,
landable.
something real and something
Landable
true.
with atmosphere.
Every star becomes a witness to the path
Body
I'm
DC1.
blazing through. Every
Neon
signal
atmospheric
getting
landable.
weaker, every light
Landable
year
with
drawing
atmosphere.
me to what I need to be. There's no map where I'm going. No one's been this way before. There's no map where I'm going, but I can't stay on the shore. Can't stay, won't stay. Sometimes I see Earth in my dreams, so small, so far behind. But every step into unknown space proves what we can find.
Leaving system.
There's no map where I'm going. No one's been this way before. There's no map where I'm going, but I wouldn't change my course. Never
Gathering
change.
information for publicly updated.
Light years from your touch, star charts and silence. Just me and the void, breaking new ground. Each day I fly further, past worlds no one's seen. But every new distance brings you back to me. The void between us
Body
grows,
AUCDE 2A.
but my heart
Close orbit.
beats stronger.
Close ring
Through
proximity.
galaxies unknown, I'll find my way back home. New planets below, strange colors in space. My ship's running true, missing your face. Beyond the last outpost where no map can guide, I'm charting the darkness with you on my mind.
Initializing
locked.
now.
Systems all green, breaking barriers of speed.
Mission control. Do you copy? Just wanted to say.
I see everything we dreamed of out here in the stars. The void between us grows, but my heart beats stronger. Through galaxies unknown, I'll find my way back home.
Neon atmospheric landable with
Just
life.
one more horizon,
Landable with atmosphere.
one last
Body
frontier.
form.
Coming
Neon
back
atmospheric
to
landable with life. Landable with atmosphere.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Course adjustment.
2, 1, engage.
Jumping to next system.
through the void.
Scanning.
All alone, systems unknown, far from home. Guide my path, stars are vast,
Wheels remain
never
complete.
last. Beyond fear, persevere, chart the way, day by day. Guide me true, past systems new, ancient light, future bright. Guide me true, past systems new, endless sight, into
Body
night.
form. Neon atmospheric landable. Landable with atmosphere.
System scan complete.
Scanners
Frameshift drive
beam,
charging.
planets gleam, first to see, let it be. Pioneer, atmosphere, far and near.
Adjusting for jump.
2, 1, engage.
Mark the course, no remorse, forward still, by my will. Guide me true, past systems new, ancient life, future
Completing system
bright.
scan. Stand by.
Guide me true, past systems new, endless sight, into night. Beyond all boundaries, charting depths, breaking boundaries, taking steps, through all boundaries, no regrets, past all boundaries. What comes next? Cosmic dance, take the chance, make the leap, mysteries deep, time to soar, something more than before. Stars align, cross the line, break the mold, stories told. Guide me true, past systems new, ancient light, future bright. Guide me true, past systems new, endless sight, into night. Guide me true, beyond all sight. Guide me true, into the night. Guide me true, endless light. Guide me true.
Jumping to next system.
1, engage.
Marvelous.
Another system on my screen, stars I've never seen before. Hands steady on controls as the scanner comes alive. Feel the ship beneath me hum. Every jump takes me further out, getting closer to
As you
who
look.
I'll be.
Feels moving.
Looking back at who I was
Feels moving complete.
before these stars became my home. Each one I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each one I find sets something free. Out here is
Jumping
where I
to next
learn to
system.
see. Touchdown on a rocky world. First
Data
steps in
income.
the purple dust.
System scan.
Something shifts inside my mind as readings fill my suit display. Every scan reveals the truth, not just about the alien ground, but who I am becoming now. Different person than before.
Reading
These
system.
worlds have opened up my core.
Frame shift now engaged. No anomalies
Each
detected.
world I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each world I find sets something free. Out here is where I learn to see. Faced the void and found my way through asteroid fields, stars, the running sun, bus and empty.
Scanning.
Feels moving. Feels moving complete.
Now I understand at last why I had to make this trip. Not to map the galaxy, but to map the depths within. Each world I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each world I find sets something free. Out here is where I learn to see. Learn to see.
Body 5. Helium atmospheric landable. Landable with atmosphere.
Screens lit up in front of me, another system no one's seen. Just dots and lines until I scan, making maps as best I can. All alone out in the black, too far now to turn back. But somewhere past the stars I see, there's someone reaching back to me. 1,000 light years out, but I'm never alone. Every signal sent becomes a path back home. When space gets quiet, that's when I know we're all connected by the stars we chose to know. Found a world of purple skies, left my footprints first to rise. Over mountains, through the clouds, no one here to speak out loud. But every scan and every sight gets sent back through the night. And though the distance tries to win, I feel the message coming in.
Flameshift drive.
1,000 light years out, but I'm never alone. Every signal sent becomes a path back home. When space gets quiet, that's when I know we're all
Vectors.
connected by the stars we chose to
Amazing.
know.
That's quite something. Completing system scan for photography.
They said the void would break me down, that
Body
I would lose
sequence.
my
Close binary
way.
relative to body size.
Fuel scooping complete.
But every world I've come to find leads others here to stay. The map we draw together now goes further than we dream. Each beacon lit, each message sent makes space feel
Adjusting for
less
distance.
extreme. 1,000 light years out, but I'm never alone. Every
Hello, sweet star.
when space gets quiet, that's when I know we're all connected by the
Done.
stars we chose to know.
Fuel scooping.
By the stars we chose to know.
Fuel scooping complete.
Big.
Looking up at stars tonight. Never been so far. Saw the mission born in flight. Sign my name and now I roll. Following footsteps through the
Body
stars.
A7CA. Nested moon.
Learning what it means to fly. Following in the
Body
footsteps of
A7BA.
giants.
Nested moon.
Following where the coalition leads. Following in the footsteps of giants. This is everything I need. Ooh, everything I need. First assignment, distant worlds. Heartbeat faster than the drive. Every scan, each system swirls. Makes me feel so much alive. Following footsteps through the stars. Learning what it means to fly. Following in the footsteps of giants. Following where the coalition leads. Following in the
I've been good.
This is everything I need. Ooh, everything I need. Commander, you showed us the way beyond the stars we knew. Your legacy guides us today through everything we do. Following in the footsteps of giants. Following where the coalition leads.
Body B2.
Following
Carbon dioxide atmospheric blendable with light.
this is
Bacteria stratum tectonica. We'll check it out.
footsteps through the stars.
Body B1. Sulfur dioxide atmospheric blendable landable. Meets mapping criteria. Landable and terraformable. Landable with atmosphere. High value body.
Beyond the
Been a wonderful day here.
Space ignites your ship against the black, no turning back. Charting paths untamed, where no one dared to aim. Through storms of stardust bright into the night. Racing past the astral tides, where infinity resides. Will the stars remember your name when eternity's fade? Will they speak of your flame? Signals pierce the void, new worlds to be employed. Your
Or only
scan
one
is
place with life.
ancient systems shine, cross boundaries divine. Each pulse a new frontier as you draw near, breaking through the endless miles, where mystery beguiles. Will the stars remember your name when eternity's fade? While your name, will they speak of your
Body
flame?
E38. Close ring proximity.
Deep within the spiral logs where light and darkness dance, you chart the unknown shores, leave footprints in the cosmic sands. Every beacon that you light guides those who dare to chase the endless frontiers call beyond time and space. Will the stars remember your name when eternity's fade? While they lay, will they speak of your
System discovery complete. First body to map is B1.
We're gonna go to B2. Only one with any kind of life. Play.
Your legacy burns bright through endless night, like beacons in the dark, your lasting mark.
Ads starting in 1 minute.
Ads are coming up. It's either be stratum tectonica or bacteria. Whatever it is, we'll go down and get it. Because I'm bored. Hopefully it's stratum, but it's bacteria, it's bacteria. As long as it's not in the dark. Here comes the ads. A2. It ought to be fairly bright there. Can't tell if it's on this side or the far side of the stars. Yes, I see the far side coming in on the daylight side. Follow that hero, come on. Carbon dioxide world. Size moon. Here's the planet.
Another day out here alone. I used to think space was empty and cold, but now I know it's calling me home. The stars reach out with invisible hands, drawing me further each day. I never thought I'd find purpose so far from everything I knew to say. 'Cause the forest speaks to me in frequencies unknown. Whoa. Every pulsar and stars me gone shows me where to roam. I'm just following signals nobody else hears.
Okay, bacteria.
Next body to map is B1.
Let's go get it anyway. If we can find it. Looks like it's everywhere. Hey, what the devil?
Leaves Earth further behind. Log entry 2185. Today I touched down on new ground. Alien sunset painted the sky in colors we've never found. They said I was mad to venture this deep beyond no navigation.
Maybe
But
it'll
every
stand
new
out better on the darker stone. I don't know.
pure revelation. 'Cause the void speaks to me in frequencies unknown. Every pulsar and star shows me where to roam. I'm just following signals nobody else hears, mapping paths through the
0.47G. Everywhere.
Sometimes in the silence between the stars, I feel you pulling me on, like gravity's force across endless dark, showing me where I belong. Yes, the void speaks to me in frequencies unknown. Every pulsar and star shows me where to roam. I'm just following signals nobody else hears. Nothing passed through the dark, leaving no fears. Log entry, final thought, today's decline. The cosmos and I.
I've had 3 mauve adders already tonight.
Bacterium mirages confirmed present. Base value 1 million. Minimum sample distance 500 meters.
Pulse of light
First
reveals
partial sample collected.
new worlds beyond compare. These empty spaces call, and I must answer all. Through asteroid fields and solar winds, I chase what lies behind the veil. Further than charts can show,
You've
past
traveled
where
over
the
500
known
meters
stars
from the previous
fade.
sample.
Every system's glow, maps that must be made. Where no light's been seen before, that's where I make my home. Breaking through the cosmic roar, always more to roam. Where no light's been seen before, each world unknown, alone.
Second partial sample collected.
Ships log another dawn on planets strange and new. Ancient mysteries spawn in skies of crimson hue. My radar pings the night as stellar storms ignite. Quantum
Minimum
drives
distance
and
reached.
void black seas.
You've traveled over 500 meters from previous sample.
Further than ships can sail, past where the brave turn back, following stellar trails, down every astral track, where the light's been seen before. Make my home, breaking through the cosmic roar, always more to roam. Where no light's been seen before, each world unknown, alone, alone.
Sample collection complete.
Get on board if I'm going after bacteria.
In the fastness I
Next system en route.
Selecting next destination.
light years can't contain my flight into the endless night.
Ship drive charging.
Where no light's been seen before, that's where I make my home. Breaking through the cosmic roar, always more alone. Where no light's been seen before, each world unknown.
He needs to get out of orbit.
Leaving system.
2, 1. Engage.
Frame shift now engaged.
Far beyond the charted maps, I fly.
Analyzing now.
Wrong. Skip.
Fuel scooping.
The night. My ship cuts through the endless black, on paths that no one's coming
System
back.
scan complete.
The scanners light up, bright new worlds come into sight. My heart beats with the flight. 10,000 stars are calling out my name.
Jumping to next system.
I'm gonna stretch my legs here. Figuratively
Frame shift
speaking.
now engaged.
You just do a few jumps without scanning and stuff. Just go. Some traveling done.
Will lead.
Compiling data
First
for telemetry.
footprints on a crimson shore. Life forms we've never seen before.
Wheels moving.
The data streams back home to base, while I press on through time and space.
Frame shift
The
drive.
edge is burning.
Checking to see if there was an Earth-like or something here. But no.
10,000 stars are calling out my name.
Adjusting for jump.
Through asteroid fields and
Interstellar travel mode engaged.
this is the life I chose to lead. Following where
Hard to believe I'm actually gradually getting closer and closer to Sol, even though I'm
Gathering information.
where I
Cartography
was moving
update.
away from it. 57,021 light years from Sol.
Wheels moving complete.
lies beyond our sight. For those who dare to make believe into the starlit cosmic deep. 10,000 stars are calling out my name. Through asteroid fields and solar flame. This is the life I chose to lead.
Jumping to next system.
Marvelous.
Will lead. Will
Analyzing.
Wheels moving.
And Coppertunus, welcome in. Just traveling here. How are you tonight?
Wheels moving complete.
2187. Systems nominal, course remains steady. Empty space through the window. Lost count of the planets below. Can't remember Earth's gravity.
Nothing good here.
Who I used to be.
We'll find out.
Breaking transmission, lost in position, like it's behind me. No one can feel too far from
The board I actually went down for just $1 million bacteria a while ago.
too far from
Not
home.
finding much on this trip. This part of the trip so far.
Body
Too far,
82DA.
far from home.
Nested wound.
Too far. Too far, far from home. Rushing river. Commander's log day 2190.
Still not a green gas giant. Oh well.
Radio static, no messages flow. Star charts showing nothing new.
Body
Mission
81.
control,
White
where
ring.
are you? Vision consistent, non-fake consistent. Might you behind me and no one can too far from the home. Too far from home.
No, I know you're in a different time zone. What did I say? How are you this morning? Is it afternoon there? It's not afternoon there yet, is it? Aha!
Ammonia atmospheric
We got
blendable
stuff.
with life. May host a new personal codex entry. Landable with atmosphere.
830. Oh, that's not too bad.
Body AB1CA. Nested moon.
Stars look different from here. Everything's becoming unclear. Was there ever a mission plan, or just infinity? For one and too thoughtful for home. Too far from home. Can't make it right. Too thoughtful for home. Too far from home. Living again. Too thoughtful for home. Too far from home.
HMC. I'm good on that. Hey, Mark Gamers, come online. Oh, you mean lightning? It says it's raining where she's at. I guess it's Three Star's deaf, so I guess she can feel the thunder.
Far beyond the maps, where signals fade, just a steady pulse, leading the way, breaking through the dark. Every light we chase leaves a trace that time can't erase. Our echoes spread light years through time, through
Yes, giantless moons.
what we find out here, no one can replace. Our echoes span like years.
Wonder how loud the thunder has to be before you can feel it. Kitty cats are fine.
Breaking new chains. Every word we touch, every star we name.
Kitty cats are fine.
Cosmic game. Our echoes span light years through time, through space.
Okay, one echo has 5 biological signals and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 types of life. Aliota, both are very rare. And the stratum, very rare. Not the type, but it's just rare that it happens under these conditions. So those two will probably drop off. Well, let's go see what's there. 1E. AB1E. Ways away. That far though.
And believing that somewhere ahead something waits, something changes. Our echoes span light years through time, through space. What we find out here, no one.
AB1E. It shouldn't be dark there.
Our echoes span light years. Our echoes span light years. Leave our trace.
But the conch is going to drop off. I'm sure the fungoidal will stay there just to annoy me.
Our path is made light years.
Protects it if it's theirs. 10 million. So. Hope that's the dark side of the planet. 'Cause planet is dark. It's not. On the atmosphere.
Surface scan of 50%.
Body
Surface
of one
scan
inch.
complete.
Male is the new person of
Alright,
Codex
we have
entry.
bacteria, cactoidea, ossis, X. Now the Frutexa is about the only thing worth real value. Cactoidea is everywhere, so go look for the Frutexa and see if there's cactoidea there also. How old is your daughter? All part of life, though, my friend. Hey, when I lost Dante, so hard. I cried like a little baby.
Orbital flight
I was
engaged.
not a baby. It wasn't that long ago. Man, is that 10 years ago? Even that? Could be 8. How old is your kitty? Well, I don't know if I'd try real hard unless the cat is sick and you know you're going to lose the cat. You know, to help prepare her a little bit, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Oh, yeah, if nothing happens to that cat, they'll be together for a long time. Cats live, if it's an indoor cat, they live a long time. I think one of my cats was 17. A lot of the cats I've had, I didn't know exactly how old they were because, you know, I wasn't around when they were born. I mean, they were just acquired. Hexa, huh? Looking too promising. Down here, look around a little bit. Video right there. Lord Raxamon. I'm not excited about this terrain at all for Texas. These rocks gonna be trolling me though. I'm assuming the protector is gonna be in patches. I think of some type. Okay, there's the Cactoidia though. We'll go ahead and get that here.
Landing gear deployed.
Only have to go 300 meters for you. Let's see. I guess I'll wait until after I get this. I was gonna glance at the camera. The kittens aren't normally on the camera anymore where the camera's at. Oh. Tell me that. Yeah. Well.
TIS confirmed present. Base value 2.48 million. Minimum sample distance 300 meters. First partial sample collected.
What you can do is just feed the cat well. Excuse me. Feed the cat well and treat it well and hope for the best.
Minimum distance reached. You've traveled over 300 meters from previous
Rock
sample.
rolling me. Before I get out, I'll look at the camera real quick just to... I don't think any of them are in view, but I'll check. Yep. They have a lot more room now. They explore all over, so they zoom around and then they all. It's kind of cute. Most of them all curl up together and take a nap. Why am I hitting that button? Probably asked you this before, but what type of cat is your kitten? Oh, I know I parked. Some breeds of cats are a little more prone to certain issues, but
Past the lines they said I shouldn't explore.
Second
Each
partial
mile
sample
takes me
collected.
deeper into what I'm meant to be. The fear gets weaker as infinity sets me free.
Ads starting in 1 minute.
The void becomes home.
that's right. Yeah, you told me that before. I apologize.
I'm never alone in the endless
Well,
parade.
never had a ragdoll cat. I pretty much had a tabbies and a Siamese.
In the spaces where there's no familiar sound,
See if we can spot one. I think that's
every system tells a different tale. Through the silence I can feel the veil.
Minimum distance reached.
My ship knows the
Traveled
way
over
now.
300 meters from previous sample.
No need to stay
Cactoidia is
down
easy
when
enough to get.
the void becomes home, where stars guide my way. I'm never alone in the endless ballet.
Ragdoll test. Did they go limp or something?
They said I'd lose myself out here, but I found truth in emptiness. What once was strange is crystal clear. Now every boundary seems less. The further out I reach today, the more I understand that home's not where we have to stay, but where we make
What?
our stand. Now I send this message back to you. From the edge of everything we thought we knew. When you
I didn't see
feel
that because the ads are running, right?
let it take you where you need to go. The void becomes home, where stars guide my way. I'm never alone in the endless ballet. In the endless ballet.
There's an Ossus up there. Oh, that's cool. You know, if you pick up a cat by pinching the scruff of its neck, a lot of them will kind of freeze. An Ossus there. Suitable training crap. Welcome back from the ads. I'm a little worried about the Ossus. It's hoping to find it for Texas though. I don't think it likes this type
Sample
of
collection
terrain
complete.
though. I don't know why it would be blue here. Turns into a rubber band, huh? Over here where the terrain's a little.
Landing gear retracted.
Find some that's for Texas. Like a cooked spaghetti, huh?
Landing gear deployed.
A very vivid description. Texas is usually in patches. Not seeing anything that looks all. So I'm gonna head over here to this terrain. Of course, I guess Cactoidia kind of has patches, you know. Where'd that hill go? There it is. I'll head over that way.
Gear retracted.
Change up the terrain a little bit. I've been flown by 80 patches of it at this speed. Wouldn't have had time to render really. Okay. Hoping that this difference in terrain would manifest. Stuck if it was some isolated thing like that audio, what? Reached level 91 with Edmund Mahone. Oh, you lucky, man. How you like them? I like to have some pacifiers. Come on. Okay. You got those. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nope. Man. Look at that. Nice patch there too. I'm excited there. I mean, for Texas, always like been around hillsides and near hills. Haven't tried them yet? Why not? Find you a local has-res or something and go have fun. Let me know how it works out for you. People like those. Rock. Nah, who needs what shields are for? Alright, sure, let me get over here to these mountains and it'll be different. You know what happens when you're flying and you take your eyes off of what you're doing? You run into the ground, things like that. Man, I didn't go to bed till it must have been like 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't wake up. I woke up several times, but I didn't actually get up until about 3 p.m. today. Then I figured out I needed some food, so I had to go to the store, and still got to go tomorrow because the store I go to, the close by convenience type store, didn't have much selection for some reason. So I'm gonna have to go to the real grocery store tomorrow and stock up. I need some more fish anyway. Looking pretty grim here. I think I'm gonna have to go up to orbit and pick another spot to come down for this. Want for Texas. But they fixed all the video stutters. Not. It is better, but still not perfect. Well, it was Sunday. It was Sunday, isn't it? Now it's Monday. Yeah. I'd be worried there for a minute. Not that I have to do anything, except Monday evening I have to call to see if I have to report for jury duty. So far I've been lucky. I've gone, what is it, almost 3 weeks and haven't got selected or even pulled in to be interviewed or anything yet. So another 10 days and hopefully they'll ignore me with dignity. And I'm not seeing crap here. I'm gonna go up to orbit. I'll give this one more try for Texas, and I'll carry on. I'm getting a lot of video jumping around. But I did get the cactuaridia. So.
3, 2, 1.
Didn't see any bacteria either. Wasn't looking for it, but I didn't. Or tusset. I used to go to work though. One of my jobs, I worked 107 miles from home, so I'd get up 2.5. I'd have to leave 2.5 hours earlier, so I'd get up at like 3 o'clock and leave the house by 3:30 or so in the morning, just to get to work on time. Good job, though. Enjoyed that job. Okay, we'll try over here. I do have for Texas selected, right? Yeah. Try over here. Yeah, if you vote, then you're in the pool for jury duty. And generally what they do is they put you in a big pool of people for a month. And they, as needed, they will select X number of people out of that pool. And then you're interviewed by the prosecutor and the defense to see if you're acceptable, you know, for one reason or another. For example, the last time I was selected to go to jury duty, it was a malpractice suit against a doctor. And that doctor was my wife's doctor, so they wouldn't take me, which is good. I made a big point to say, I do not know that doctor, but my wife does. So they didn't select me, which is the whole point of it. I don't want to do jury duty. I have to go to the courthouse. Well, I say I don't want to. It's just now it's more difficult. Then this jury duty is in another city. It's quite a ways away. And yes, you do get paid for it and mileage for it. But this is for, normally it's like for the local courts or something, a county thing or something. This is a district court, which is like a federal court. And there's a chance that you get sequestered for however long the case goes, depending on it. Right, they didn't want to have someone who could be biased by it. It's like if it's a murder case or something, they'll ask you if you are against the death penalty. If you're in a state that has the death penalty, they'll ask you if you have any problem, you know, with the death penalty. And now that I'm over 65, I can actually file with the courthouse, at least at the local level, to be exempt from being on a jury. And I normally wouldn't complain, but I often have. It depends on, you know, on my actual health. My health is kind of variable, and my car. For example, right now my headlights on my car don't work. And that's not really a problem because I don't drive at night usually, but know that headlights will not just burn out. It's something to do with the headlight relay or something, and I just have to find somebody who can fix it and afford really to take it to a dealer or something. I did serve on a jury before, though. Very quick case, and you know, normally, I mean, it wasn't hard. But again, it depends on the case and stuff. If it, you know, well, you know, there is a chance that, you know, if you get involved in some higher profile case or something, you know, it could get sequestered and they put you up in a motel and all that other crap, and that would be a pain. Man, that cat is everywhere. I'd have to get my neighbors to feed the cats. Somebody. You know, I could probably fix it myself. You know, I mean, if it's just the relay, but I'm pretty sure it's the relay. Really odd because the headlights are relatively new, the headlamps. They're like they're like they were less than a year old when the problem started manifesting. First thing that happened was both low beams went out at the same time, but it would work on high beams. And then the high beams both failed. Both headlights failed on high beams at the same time. But the internal dash and everything says the lights are on and things like that. You know, high beams are on and things. Brake lights and everything all work. Now this has a computer, but I don't think that's the problem. You can actually hear the relay click, but it's a matter of telling which relay it is, because Nissan in their infinite wisdom didn't mark on the inside of the relay box thing which relays do what. And when I Googled it and looked online, I found an obscure reference to something called R3, Relay 3. And I don't have a doubt that I could take it to a dealer and they could probably look it up right then and on their software and stuff and find out, you know, what it is or which relay and all that stuff. But I just don't have access to those types of books and things. And I really don't have the extra money to pay for it, and it's an inconvenience more than anything right now, because I don't have to, typically don't have to drive at night anyway. Oh well, I'm tired of looking for this Exo. I haven't. As soon as I say that, I'll find some. More cat for you. I'm done here. I'm going to just head on. Yeah, it's a 2011 Nissan Versa Sport. Used to be my son's car. He gave it to me. Been very reliable, other than the one of the distributor coils went out. And I actually paid a guy to fix it. An idiot replaced the wrong cylinder, you know, the coil on the wrong cylinder, so the problem persisted. And I had a friend look at it and he goes, well, he put it on the wrong cylinder. And as soon as they put it on the right cylinder and stuff, the problem was fixed. V6, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's a 4. V4? I don't know, actually. Might be a V6. Yeah, it was really funny though, because my neighbor, who's my friend, that found out that the guy put it on the wrong cylinder. Excuse me. Took a picture of it before he did any work and said, that's the wrong cylinder. So I went ahead and bought a whole set of distributor coils and had him replace all of them, and the problem was fixed. And I took that picture in the original coil that the other repair shop had put on, and took it back to him, and he gave me my money back. And I said, that's the wrong cylinder. And he looked at the picture and he goes, sure enough. Yeah, because it was cylinder 3. It was on the back side of the engine, so it must be a four cylinder, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a 6. Yeah, the car runs fine, generally speaking. The brake light switch broke. Fix that. The actual switch, you know, the switch gets depressed when you take your foot off the brake pedal. And there was a little piece of plastic on the end of that brake switch that had broken off, so that it no longer reached the brake pedal thing. So the brake light stayed on all the time. Well, that was a pretty simple fix. At least temporary workaround to make it work. But other than that, the car's been really good. Complaints about it. The car was virtually free. I mean, we were paying for the car for my son. We got it for him when he was in high school. And it got totaled in a tornado. It got sandblasted by the winds in a tornado. And the insurance company totaled it economically. I mean, it would cost more to get all the paint, get it all painted and the windows replaced than it would at the worth of the car. So they totaled it, and we bought it back for a dime. I mean, literally, it was less than $100, and we had gap insurance on it, so that paid the difference between the loan and what was owed. So we got the car for essentially free. We got a new glass in it and stuff, and it's been a fine car for years. Next system en route.
Sure.
Let's move on while I'm talking here.
What no one else has found, I'll be the first.
But before I fix work on my car, I'm gonna have to get my lawnmower to work. I've got a John Deere riding lawnmower, and I think the carburetor is the jets in it have gotten clogged or something. Because it was cutting fine,
System.
and it just died. And I thought, okay, maybe the fuel filter or something. Because I could spray starter fluid in there and it will run. So I know it's a fuel issue or a carburetor issue. And I did replace the fuel filter and the fuel pump. I didn't really need to replace the fuel pump, but I did it anyway. And it's pumping fuel. So I can only assume that it's a carburetor issue. I would say I have to take it apart and unclog it. But sadly,
Fuel scooping complete.
my hands and stuff just don't work like they used to. I mean, I used to get through the fine motor stuff. I fixed my push mower that way. I took the carburetor apart and stuff and cleaned the jets on it and everything and fixed that. But there's a repair shop I could take it to, and he wouldn't charge me too much to do all that. But I don't have any way to transport the lawnmower. I guess I could probably take the carburetor off, but I'd much rather him look at the whole mower as a whole to tell me for sure that that's what's wrong. But I know it has to be something to do with the carburetor.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'll be the first to
But I don't pretend to be an expert on automotive or engines or small engines or anything. But there's only so much that can go wrong. It's like I had another riding lawnmower, and it sat for like a whole season because it wouldn't run. And I was like, well, it's either fuel, spark, or compression. And it turned out not the idler arm, the rocker arm for the valves, one of them had come off, you know. And I simply got another replacement set screw and
Scanning now.
put it on there and re-gapped the valves, and all was good. But that thing set for like 6 months because, you know, I never got around to trying to fix it. One day I got a hair up my butt and I went, you know, there's only very little things that can stop a mower from running. Yeah, you're not wrong. In fact, I even went so far as to, it's got 2 cylinders, and I pulled the plug wire off of one, sprayed starter fluid in there, and it fired up for a few seconds, you know, on the one cylinder. And I repeated the process. I swapped cylinders and stuff, and it still started. So I know both cylinders run and stuff, and it's just some type of fuel delivery system. And since that it runs with the starter fluid, it's got to be the carburetor essentially. I mean,
Drive charging.
got to be something between the fuel pump and the carburetor, or in the carburetor.
Course adjustment. Interstellar travel.
And I made a mess. I pulled the line off for the fuel pump and tried to start it and made sure that the squirting fuel out of the fuel pump. And the way it died, also, it didn't die instantly. I was cutting grass and it just started sputtering, and I did manage to drive the mower back up in the yard, up closer to the house. But it was like trying to die and stuff, and it just sputtered and wrong, like it was running out of gas.
Fuel scooping complete.
And of course, that's the first thing I checked was, you know, I thought, oh hell, I ran out of gas, you know, and it wasn't it. So, and I've watched several YouTubes about tearing it apart and putting it together. And I'm like going, if I make sure I have another gasket or something, you know, it's not a big deal. I've done that type of stuff before. And I may end up having to do it myself, you know, since I can't transport the mower. Not really. And it actually, it didn't, even before it started dying, it didn't seem to rev up it didn't seem to throttle as high as it normally would.
Frame shift drive charging.
I mean, it's still high enough to cut grass and stuff, but it wouldn't, you would give it full throttle, it just didn't seem to have it like it used to have. I don't know.
Adjusting for jump.
2, 1.
Hyperspace checking systems now complete.
But it was running smooth and everything. I mean, it was running fine. It just didn't want to crank up as high as it seemed to normally do. But, you know,
Gathering information. Cartography
then
updated.
it started sputtering and died. It didn't backfire or anything like that. It just, you know, just like it was starved for fuel. I don't know.
Fuel scooping complete. Frame shift drive charging.
That's what I did. I might want to check my temperature.
Frame shift drive charging.
Another
Well, I
star
tried it
on
without
the
the air filter. Also, you know, that's because I had to take the air filter off anyway to spray the starter fluid in there. But I did try to start it normally. Well, I left
System.
when I ran it with the starter fluid. Of course, it had gas and stuff. You know, it should have just kept running,
I
but
feel unusual.
it didn't. And the fuel filter, brand new fuel filter, did fill up with fuel and stuff. You know, it wasn't like the gas tank was clogged or anything. And the fuel filter is squirting
Completing
fuel
system
out
scan
of
for
it.
Cartography.
Fuel scooping.
Now, it wasn't backfiring. I don't know.
Fuel scooping.
I'll get it going one way or another. Either I'll get it going or I'll pay someone to get it going. I don't want to go a whole season again without cutting my grass or having to use my push mower to cut this yard. I have over 2 acres of grass that needs cut. And hard enough to even find someone to pay them to come and cut my grass.
Frame shift drive charging.
Last summer, when I was feeling bad, I just simply didn't feel good enough to cut the grass a lot of the time, and I had 4 people that were supposed to come, and I was going to pay them to cut my grass, you know. And one of them came, and she usually cut my grass every once in a while for me, and I'd pay her, but her mower broke. So I, you know, contacted she had a friend that was supposed to come cut it. He never showed up or called. And I contacted a couple of individuals,
Scan
That's
start.
starting in
and
1 minute.
one of them was on their way, and they said their mower broke down on the way because they were just driving their mower over,
Fuel scooping complete.
and the other one just never returned my call. Oh, and did I tell you, I had my nephew who lives down the street from me. I paid him some money and bought new blades. He replaced the blades last year. And man, that mower was loud. Oh my God, it was so loud after he put these heavy duty blades on it. And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just they're out of balance a little bit or something. Well, he put them on upside down. Because when I was working on the mower recently, I noticed that, and I went ahead and bought a breaker bar because they put them on those bolts on real tight. So I got a 24-inch breaker bar, loosened the bolts, and I flipped those blades over, and it cut real good then. I'm like, how do you get them upside down? You know, the lift goes towards the deck.
Frame shift drive charging.
But he might have taken the deck off and turned it upside down and just didn't think about it and just thought the lift went up, and when it's upside down, up had been down. But it cut much better though after I had swapped it. Didn't have to sharpen the blades either for some reason, because backside of them is what had beat the grass into submission prior to that. Yeah, no comment.
Scanning for information.
I told his sister, I said, next time you see him, and I might appreciate it, but he did put the blade one upside down, so it's a learning thing for him.
Fuel scooping complete.
They are really nice blades, though. Nice heavy-duty blades. I was worried I was going to try to balance them or something, and
Charging.
but it was really loud, and it was real loud, not necessarily because the blades were upside down, but there's a little metal bar on the exhaust side of the deck. There's a little flat metal bar that runs across the bottom of that flat part. I don't know why, but there is one. And one end of it had broken loose, or the bolt had come off or something. That was vibrating, making a lot of the noise. And when I bolted that back down, I just put a new galvanized bolt in there, and it took care of a lot of the noise. Then, of course, the mower died on me, so after doing all that work on it, getting it all going for the season, got tires aired up and everything, and cut some grass. And while I was cutting the grass for the first time of the season, it died on me. Now the grass is way high again.
Frame shift drive.
Going horribly fast now. Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
Vectors.
My neighbors works on cars, and his kids, I keep thinking of them as kids. They're young adults now, but when they first moved in, they were little, they're smaller, but they work on cars and do things all the time, so maybe I'll get one of them to putz with the lawnmower or something.
Scan starting. Stand by.
Probably end up doing it myself, but I really don't want to.
Fuel scooping.
I'd rather pay someone to do it. That way I can bitch at them if it doesn't work.
Fuel scooping complete.
I'm really not afraid to do it. It's just I don't have another gasket for it. Probably should go ahead and order a gasket for it online, so I have a couple of them just in case I decide to try to fix it, you know.
Drive.
Have it on hand. That way I don't have to wait for a gasket to come in case I crash the old gasket. The mower's not that old. It's 4 or 5 years old now. Got like 70 hours of time on it though. That's not that much.
Faster than light velocity reached.
But I prepped it for the season. I put, clean oil in it, a new oil filter. That was another thing. I kept wondering, before I put the oil filter on there, it was leaking oil, and the oil filter had vibrated. The original factory oil filter had vibrated loose. And after I tightened it up, with my hand, the oil leak disappeared. Well, that's not going to do me any good, copper tunas.
Data incoming.
Fuel scooping.
And when I was a kid, we used to put lawnmower engines on go-karts and stuff. Just don't do that much stuff anymore.
From home, all alone.
Those are good times. See, we had some really kick-ass. We even put a motorcycle, like a 60cc Yamaha engine on a go-kart one time. That was fun.
Charging.
Almost deadly, but it was fun. I didn't do it. My brother did. My brother was the mechanic in the family. He actually went to college and vocational school in Colorado for mechanic and training and stuff. I remember one car, he had a 69 Mach 1, Mach 2, something. And the engine, though, he built from the ground up. He ordered a block, pistons and everything, and he assembled the whole thing on the driveway. And had a 427 or something, I don't know, something like that.
Okay, executing now.
It was really fast. I took my very first real girlfriend down 122nd Street in Oklahoma City at 135 miles an hour in that car.
Fuel scooping complete.
I was terrified. I'd never driven a car that fast before, but you know, you got to do it. Now, he used to put racing tires on it and do street racing. And if it started to rain or anything, he'd say, "Yep, gotta go home," because he'd have slick tires on it. He was fearless, though, when it come to that type of stuff. And my other brother, though, blew that engine up. He started it, and he had dual Holley carburetors on this puppy. Dual 4-barrel carburetors on it. But my older brother borrowed the car, and he started it up, and the throttle stuck. And my brother, who owned the car, had time to go outside and yell at him to turn the car off, just as the engine, you know, blew up. And it was a sad day.
Past every wall, up to the sky.
Yeah, but he had that Mustang, and my other brother had a Ford Torino. I just had a little 64 Comet Caliente. And then it ended up with a 72 LTD at some point in my life when I was younger. I wasn't a racing enthusiast. My brother was. They're all gone now, but
Frame shift
my brother
drive
was.
charging.
He liked to race his motorcycle too. Oh, that car though would go much faster than that. It would go much faster than that. I just I had to do it twice though because she couldn't see the speedometer the first time. So, you know, this is back in the day, you know. So she climbs on the transmission hump or the console on the thing so she can see the speedometer, and I'm going down the road at over 120 miles per hour, you know, so she can see the speedometer. You know, seatbelt's not on or anything. You know, back in the day, you know, back in the days when you would go cruising, you know, the drive-throughs and stuff. Everybody take their cars out and show them off, and
Photography.
go racing up and down the street. And I don't know if you ever saw the movie like Happy Days or something. It's kind of like that type of stuff, or maybe Grease. I don't know, but you know, you have these organic races, you know, you just stumble across somebody and you'd think their car's faster than yours. I would never do something like that nowadays, and I can't tell you how badly I would yell at my sons for doing that. And of course, if my mother had known about it, she probably would have yelled at me too, but she didn't know it wouldn't hurt her. I'm just surprised my brother let me borrow the car to take my girlfriend out.
Frame shift now engaged.
But that's the same brother that when he bought a 1100 Yamaha Maxim at the dealer, he called me chicken. He asked me if I wanted to drive it home, and I told him not real. And he goes, "So what's the matter, you chicken?"
Completing system.
So I had to drive his motorcycle home, brand new motorcycle. Drove it home. He was like that. I don't know why. I guess maybe because he didn't want me to drive his car. I don't know. How many more jumps I got? Only 115 more to the waypoint.
Drive charging.
Sending home calculations carved in chrome. Light years slowly luring long.
I don't have a whole tons of things I remember in my childhood.
Jumping to
At
next
least
system.
good things. But that's one of
Faster
them.
than light velocity reached.
Driving his car and stuff like that, that was a lot of fun. Or going with him, you know, when he would go looking to race or do stuff, go cruising, he would let me tag along every once in a while. Tough racing style. Huh. Only time I saw his car get beat was by a Kawasaki crotch rocket.
Fuel scooping.
beat him in the quarter mile, but I think the car would have taken him if it would have gone about a half a mile. And in the quarter mile, the motorcycle had the acceleration, faster acceleration for it. Beat him out of the hole. Oh, I don't even know how to pronounce that word. I thought you... Okay. The only thing I know about like racing in Japan or something is that, what do they call that racing where they slide around a lot? Or they're driving, I forget what they call that. Windy? Windy, you mean windy, right? Drift racing, yeah, drifting.
Frame shift drive charging.
That's the only thing I associate with Asian or Japanese racing.
But something holds me back.
Leaving system.
I scan the endless empty.
Well, that's where I think a smaller, high-powered car would have an advantage compared to just, you know, speed and acceleration. Something that can grip the road around
Compiling
curves.
data for cartography.
They remember my name, or will I drift through time and space?
Speaking of that girlfriend, looked her up not too long ago. I guess about 5-6 years ago. We broke up many years ago. She was in college. She was working for NASA at one time and stuff, and had her engineering or master's or something, and some obscure thing. Very smart girl. Married with kids now. I mean, but then when I looked her up, I didn't talk to her or anything or try to. I just was curious.
Frame shift drive.
Pretty cool.
My heart beats faster as I fly. Will they remember
Adjusting for jumps.
my name?
Maximum
When all
velocity
these
engaged.
stars fade away, will they remember?
Speed in the straight line is very boring. Well, you know, there's racing, and then there's just
Completing system
see
scan,
who
stand
can
by.
make the fastest car.
Scooping. System scan complete.
In the silence between the stars,
I like a lot of types of racing to watch as a spectator. Drag racing's pretty cool to watch. NASCAR is fun. Dirt racing, though, these guys go around an oval track with a bunch of loose dirt. That's a lot of fun if you're not at the fence to get a mouthful of dirt when they go flying by.
Frame shift drive charging.
Not only do you get a mouthful of dirt, but that dirt's going very fast sometimes. It hurts. But it's a good experience at least once.
Force adjustment.
my legacy burns clear.
There's even a horse racing track over in Mobile, Alabama. I went to many, golly, like 40 years ago. I don't even know if it's still open now.
Completing
That was the
system
first time
scan
I'd
for
ever
cartography.
been to a horse racing place. I think they also had other kinds of races like dog races. Maybe it's a dog track. Maybe it wasn't horses.
Scooping complete.
It was still fun.
Frame shift drive charging.
I've heard that. I've heard that and seen that and seen videos on it. That'd be kind of cool.
Maximum
I guess on the
velocity.
Autobahn also, there's kind of like a minimum speed limit though, isn't there? Where it's frowned upon if you're driving too slow.
So quiet now. Static
Completing system scan,
fills
stand
my
by.
head somehow.
Guess I should take a moment to actually scan a minute. Done a bit of hopping without scanning.
Eternity, missing what I left behind. Floating free.
Don't have anything here though. This is the green gas giant. Probably have to look in some obscure star type to find a green gas giant though. Probably not a main sequence star.
These walls feel closer now than they've ever been. The messages from Earth so down, and messages from Earth so down. Each day they're harder to find. Recording thoughts at light speed through the vast eternities, missing what I left behind. Floating free. Floating free. Log amendment. Sometimes I forget the sound of rain, the weight of gravity, the touch of.
Didn't think that much here.
Frame shift drive charging.
Mission status.
Oh yeah, I would. That's like being in the fast lane here. The passing lane, they refer to them as.
Recording thoughts at light speed.
You're not in the fast lane passing other cars, and you don't need to be in that lane. I concur with
System
that.
scan for cartography.
Floating free.
Of course, most of our highways here are 70 miles an hour. Except there are a couple of places, like in Texas and stuff, I think they go up to 80 or even 85. Texas is so large, you need the speed to make any distance in a good time. 'Cause you can drive all day and still not be across Texas.
Shift drive charging.
Wow. That's pretty fast.
Jump
It's
into
about
next system.
240 miles an hour or something. It's 93, it's 150,
That's quite something.
258. Yeah, it's pretty speedy for a standard car. A standard car, I mean, it may be a sports car, but that's
Fuel scooping.
pretty much stock. I don't know.
System scan complete.
Is far away, said that's where your heart will stay.
Those speeds, you got to start worrying about lift, of the car body and stuff. I mean, before that speed even.
You taught me that fear takes flight when we dared to cross the line. Every jump
Adjusting
into
for jump.
darkness brings light.
Audi? Wow. Well, that's another thing my brother did. He had a special cam made for his car with that loping sound when it's idling and stuff. Pretty awesome.
Analyzing.
Never late before, and I believe in everything you said was true about the stars that pull us through. You charted paths where none had gone. Now I carry your torch on. Every jump into darkness brings light. Oh, brings light.
Adjusting for jump.
Have you ever been into boat races? Some of those racing boats? You get pretty fast and go airborne. It's the ones that make that rooster tail, the water behind them and stuff. Pretty cool.
Fuel scooping.
Beyond what's known before.
Fuel scooping complete.
Every jump into darkness brings light into the endless night. Every journey leads
Still out of touch. I don't know if they even have boat. They used to have boat races here in the back bay, but I don't know if they still do anymore.
when we dare across the line. Every jump
Moving
into
systems.
darkness.
It's still pretty fast.
Frame shift now engaged. No anomalies detected.
I don't know what the fastest I've ever been in a car. I certainly wasn't driving it though. I've been with my brother numerous times, and I'm sure it was over 150. But
Scanner activating.
I'd be terrified to try to drive that fast, even on a nice straightaway.
Said that's enough, don't go that way. But something in your eyes that day told me you'd never.
Honda Civic
stay.
though. That's not the kind of car you'd think of as
Frame shift drive.
being a real fast car. I don't know what a Type R is though, but 305 horsepower, that's pretty fast. That's a lot of muscle there. Imagine it's a fairly light car
Jumping to
though.
next system.
They said stop. You went further. Now your name's written in space.
Compiling data for cartography.
System scan complete.
Nothing here, so I don't feel guilty about not scanning.
Fuel scooping complete.
Radio signals fade to black, but every
Almost
time you
doing 100 jumps away.
Frame shift drive charging.
path. When they said stop, you broke right through their
American will
limits.
think so.
You show them what lies ahead. 'Cause when they said
Vectors.
stop, you went further.
No, I will.
That's quite something.
I don't necessarily think that. Especially, Honda has come a long way. I know they're,
Scan starting. Stand by.
Honda, Toyota, well, Toyota I don't know so much about, but like Nissan and stuff, they're all considered, you know, pretty reliable motors nowadays. I just don't associate them with muscle cars, but I know there was some talk, was it a 12-cylinder? I don't remember. There was some talk, you know, a long time ago about some really nice engine. If I said any more about that, I'd just be showing off how little I know about that stuff, though.
Frame shift drive charging.
Well, no. You don't need muscle to be fast. You just need muscle for acceleration. Going fast is a lot to do with not just the engine, but the RPM and the drivetrain and transmission and, you know, all that stuff. Ratios of this 383, 411, all that other, I don't know, all that stuff about drivetrains and things.
Analyzing.
Fuel scooping.
Running scans through void machine.
And any numbers I rattle off are purely by, you know, overhearing some other things about stuff,
Fuel scooping
These
complete.
stars and just
not
this
from any
me.
experience dealing with them.
Signals far and wide, but no one's there to hear my inside. Another
Want to go
system,
fast? Put a rocket on it.
Frame shift drive charging.
mapping
Or a
constellations.
jet.
No one.
Ramjet?
Another system, another empty zone.
I really think cars pretty much, not standard cars, but the cars that do try to break world records and things. You know,
Jumping to the next
I think
system.
they're probably reaching the limit on some of that stuff because of the aerodynamic effects and things.
Shifts geometry. Sometimes I
Gathering information. Cartography update.
away. Earth looked from my last day. Another system,
18 bodies here.
Fuel scooping.
mapping
Gotta investigate.
another system, another empty zone. Making shots of places I can't call home. Got a message from
You know,
command.
only a select group of people would consider a acceleration thing in the first 100 meters to be significant.
The steel. Wait, something new? A signal I've never seen before. Could it be? Red giant on the
I
scan.
guess most Americans like go fast, and how fast can you go fast?
Each one plain.
Body 3.
Each one
Non-lock body with
waiting
fast
to
rotation.
be named. Another system, but
Body
not
3.
alone today.
Nested moon.
Found something special hidden far away. Another system becomes okay when you discover something new to say. Something new to say.
Still not bad though for a stock factory car. I wonder how that compares to something like a Tesla or something nowadays.
Body 3 CA. Nested moon.
Teslas seem to be pretty nimble. No, it doesn't surprise me at all. Brakes are very important.
Ads starting in 1 minute.
Infinity, taking steps no one has made. Not afraid, not afraid.
You know, dependable brakes that don't lose their braking or fall apart when they get hot. Keep them from getting too hot.
Higher we must climb. Breaking through the walls
Just that the electric vehicles start beating all the records and stuff, so they'll have
Body
to
1C.
start a new category so that,
Landable
you know, don't compare
May
apples
host
and
a new
oranges.
Personal codex entry. Landable with atmosphere.
through the night. Eternal pioneer, we're gonna make it right. Eternal pioneer, ascending to new heights. Every star leads the way. Every planet has its day.
One Charlie had its biological signals.
Moving now.
Oh, it's very much like the last planet. Yeah, possibly has Brutexa, which I couldn't find at all in the last. I think I'll ignore this one. Be more tactile. What is that race, that fancy race they have?
Adjusting for jump.
over there.
Interstellar
I don't
velocity.
know why I keep thinking Italian. There's some high visibility race they have over there. We all have over there in Europe. Not the one with bicycles that car racing around streets
Completing
and
system scan.
things.
Stand by.
Fuel scooping.
But they always have smaller cars for them. Seems like. Le Mans. Yeah, Le Mans. That's the one I'm thinking of. Must be the one I'm thinking of because that's the only name I recognize that you said. Supercar races? You say so. They're exciting to watch, though, if you can see them in person. Engine survives it. It's a good one. I bet. Damn. Pretty high RPM.
System scan complete.
Seems like that's one thing about the Nissans
Frameshift
and
drive charging.
Hondas and stuff. They seem to brought in a higher RPM average than standard engines Americans had at one time for the longest
Leaving
period.
system.
2, 1.
Hyperspace checking systems now. Complete.
That's a long time to hold 6,000 RPM.
Watch her
Scanning now.
take flight, breaking free tonight. Through the stars she soars, chasing something more. Pirates on her trail.
It's almost like the Big Dipper right there, except it's
Fell. She knows what lies ahead. Every warning light burns.
maybe that's why I was talking about 12 cylinders. All right, I'll be here for a little while longer. Much longer, but a little bit while longer. I'm probably only going to stay there another 30 minutes or so.
Leaving system.
And I'll go find something to eat. Taking a nap, though I'm not even a bit sleepy yet. Might put that off until after I go to the grocery store.
Complying.
She feels the pulse of space
System scan complete.
as fear begins to fade. Racing through the stars tonight, never looking back in sight.
Adjusting for jump speed. I need to know what you're doing.
Me too.
Every system a surprise. Life forms never seen before.
Can't wait till I get to a different region of space that has a little more
Gathering
planets and
information.
stuff.
Cartography
Life.
updated.
Fuel scooping.
Never looking back in fact. Racing through the stars tonight.
You know, kind of on the outside edge of the spiral arm. When I get around to the other side, west side, I'll be closer to the spiral arm. There are lots of Earth-likes around there. I found a bunch of them over there last time I was over there. You're back. Welcome back. Like I heard, I said I'll only probably be streaming another 30 minutes or so.
Something pulls me
I can only
day
take
by day.
constant hopping and travel for so long without a break. Kind of like mining after a while.
That this is real. Every night I look above, wondering what I'm thinking of. Is there something calling me? Something that I cannot see? Can you hear the stars calling? Can you feel them falling? There's a voice that's reaching out through space and time.
Not going to be in here anyway.
They're calling me.
Rocky bodies.
Charts and maps spread on display.
This is bodies, I guess.
Finding paths to guide the way.
And if there is anything, it'll be neon.
System scan complete.
Still that voice is all I hear. Now I know just what to do. Breaking boundaries,
Have you got the opportunity to see one of those super races or those super cars and stuff?
Jumping to next system.
If you get a good spot for the Le Mans, that would be really cool.
Can you hear the stars calling? They're calling me.
What are you bitching about Americans
System scan
for?
cartography.
Fuel scooping.
Probably what y'all sell us. Didn't they sell us?
We're going higher. Launch sequence start.
Way too expensive. How do they sell? Well, I guess they block off the roads and things. The Le Mans and stuff, that's not on a standard track or anything, isn't it? Isn't it on just regular roadways or something?
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, that's a true statement. They'll what people want to buy. It's a matter of marketing after that to convince people to buy something else. Or convince the companies that sell them locally. I don't know.
Frame shift now engaged.
Can you feel them falling?
Oh, it is? I didn't know that. Well, what are those races that they have that look like they're just on winding roads?
Scan complete.
At least what I've seen in movies. Ooh,
Fuel scooping complete.
Or in several movies, I've seen some type of famous race, purportedly, at least, and it was on like just winding roads. Of course, then again, it might have been in a James Bond movie or something, and really didn't really exist. I don't know.
Frame shift drive charging.
Oh, through infinity. They say you found what we feared
All
to
right,
see.
I don't know.
4, 3,
Course adjustment.
When stars speak, every star knows
I imagine nowadays most things would be on a course that way they can make sure that it's maintained properly and stuff, as opposed to, you know, like just blocking off a bunch of public roads and stuff.
your name.
As you know.
Island of Men races. I have no idea what it would be called. 38 freaking bodies. Will not be scanning the system probably. I'll see if there's any
moving complete.
bodies worth scanning first. No.
Your transmission
No earth likes, no ammonias.
with tales of worlds no one has seen.
Frame shift drive.
Island of Men. Hang on a minute.
Barriers making history in between. Every star knows your
Island of Man tourist trophy. It's a motorcycle. Is that a motorcycle race?
through the cosmos you reign.
That's definitely not what I'm thinking of, though. I'm thinking of a car race. So what I'm envisioning is like an older movie or something that would have Italian little smaller race car type things. I'm sure it was quite dated, though, the movie. And the cars, they weren't normal cars. Come to think about it, they were all some type of race cars. I don't know.
Frame shift
Did you
drive.
say that Island of Men is both cars and motorbikes? Well, all the pictures I saw.
Growing stronger as you venture.
Tells you how much I know. That pretty much equates to nothing of substance about that subject.
Adjusting for jumps.
Commander, every star knows your name. Through the cosmos you reign, Commander.
I suspect if I really wanted to, I could take my voltmeter out and figure out what's wrong with my car
Scan it.
headlights. If I just wanted to sit down and do it, I'd rather pay someone else to do it pretty much.
Star knows your name.
I'm lazy. If I was still working and stuff, I would have no problem paying somebody to fix it when I find it out now, though. I can't afford to take it into a real place and have them do it, so. Eventually I'll get tired of looking. I think I will when I get offline. When I get done streaming, I think I'll go ahead and try to find the carburetor gasket and everything for my lawnmower and go ahead and order one of those off of Amazon or something, so
Vectors.
I won't be afraid to try to work on the carburetor and see if I can unclog the jets, or if that's the problem or not. Even if it's not, you know, at least I'll have the gasket in case I rip the gasket getting it off.
Each message that you send
Compiling
our
data
way.
I understand what you mean.
Fuel scooping.
We track your path day after day as you venture far apart.
Complete.
Every star you touch turns to gold. Every
Down below 100, I didn't even notice.
Charging.
Just pull up on the galaxy map, see where I am. I don't have to go to my waypoint. It was just a place I already had bookmarked for some reason. Can't figure out why, because I don't have a map of the system. So. Unless somebody gave me that and said something was there. And if I'd been through it before, I would expect to have a system map of it. What it is, it's there. Guess I could just go there and find out, but I was thinking of shifting my course a little bit, stay close to the edge of the, I'll have to look at it and see how close to the edge of the spiral arm I am. I want to stay amongst some stars. It's a real difficult, a fun time getting out of Beagle Point and heading this way. Actually had to go back towards the core more than I expected before I could plot a course over. How many of these were here? I didn't notice. Well, you know, when I used to help my brother work on carburetors for cars. And it wasn't so bad. I mean, but now though, you know, some of these little springs and things, and take a picture of stuff before I do it so I know which hole that spring was in and stuff. That's not a big deal. But the fine motor controls like those, and doing some of the real small things like getting those jets out and stuff, can be a pain for me. I just wish I could just like spray some carb cleaner or something in the fuel line thing and blow it out or something and it would start working. But and I have carb cleaner. I just didn't think that was a really wise thing to do on a running engine. But I don't know. I'll just tear it. If I can't find somebody to come get my lawnmower and at a reasonable price and go fix it, you know, and I actually have a trailer I could put the lawnmower on, but my car doesn't have a trailer hitch. My trailer hitch is on my wife's car. So I have no way of towing the lawnmower to a small engine repair shop or anything even. Now I guess I could take the carburetor off, take the carburetor in there and let him rebuild it. But then again, that seems to me, if I'm going to do all that, it's not that much work to take a couple of jets out and run a wire through it or something and clean them out, you know. Then I'd have to put it back on anyway. If I take just the carburetor to get it done, so why pay somebody to do that when I could do that myself? It might take a little longer, but I could do it. So I don't know. And now it's like my push mower. There was so much nylon and plastic in the thing. You know, there was no metal, and you had to make sure you get the little rubber O-ring type gasket thing in and stuff. But now, I mean, there are so many things that I can do or could do. But in the last 5 years, my health and strength and fine motor control and dexterity has just gone away. And especially over the last year and a half or so, I was telling somebody in one of the streams, they used to have this smoke detector, and I was terrified. I was like looking at the chair I'd have to stand on, and I was terrified, you know, that I did it. But, you know, I was so unstable to stand on the chair and reach up and get that smoke detector and stuff. A 3-minute job, you know, grab a chair, stand on it, get the battery out, put a new battery in, close it up. No big deal. Now I would have no issue with that. But back then I was so unsteady and so weak and stuff that it was just terrifying. And now I'm so much better. I mean, I feel like cutting grass and doing things, and that's why I want to get my lawnmower going. And I just wish I could fix my roof. Not the roof per se, but the overhang on my front porch is starting to rot a little bit under the shingle. And 10 years ago, I'd be up there ripping the shingles off, you know, replacing the boards and, you know, putting some tarp paper down and put the shingles back down and some flashing, and I'd be all good to go. But now, I just can't do that type of stuff, you know. Sucks to get old. Oh well, I'll do what I can, but I'm pretty sure I can fix the lawnmower. At least I can get the carburetor apart. That's the easy part, getting the carburetor apart. Then I find out though that jobs are so much easier when you have the right tools, and I don't have tools for a lot of things, and it makes some jobs so much harder.
Drive charging.
You know, if you get the right tool for the job, it makes it so much easier to do, and I have to make do with what I have. That's like I bought a breaker bar to get that lawnmower blade off because I just didn't have the strength with an, you know, regular sized ratchet or even a crescent wrench to break the nut loose. So I bought this 24-inch breaker bar, new set of sockets, and I told the guy at AutoZone, I said, well, that bolt's coming off. It'll either break, the socket will break, you know, but that bolt is coming off one way or another. At least that blade's coming off.
Performing now.
Fortunately, the bolt cooperated and it did break loose, but really not that much problem with that big ass breaker bar. But I do like repairing things myself. And you usually save a lot of money and stuff doing that. And what's really bad is I know what's wrong. I pretty much know what's wrong. I know what it takes to fix it. And it just irks me to like pay so much money to somebody to do something I know I can do. Eventually, it may take me, you know, 4 times as long, but I will get it done eventually, and that's all that matters at this point, is getting it done.
Jumping to next system.
Not to really complain per se, it is a little bit, but you know, in the last 20 years of living here, I've helped my neighbors and my relatives and stuff anytime they had problems, you know, and volunteer my time and go help them do things. Not one, not a single one
Okay.
has offered, you know, in any real sense to help me with any of these issues, like getting the mower fixed or anything. That just kind of ticks me off, in a sense. I mean, nothing says that they have to do that, but it just, you know, they're just raised differently, I guess, than I was raised.
Frame shift drive charging.
Oh, Peugeot. I don't know if I'm saying it right. A Peugeot. I haven't even seen one of those in so many years. Those are tiny little cars, though. My wife used to have a little Audi.
System.
I don't know what kind it was. It never ran. When I met her, it was just sitting in her yard. She got rid of it before we got married, but she always wanted a Jaguar. Wanted me to get her a Jaguar. Never happened.
Complying.
She also wanted me to take her to France, too. That's never going to happen either. She may go there someday, but I'm not taking her. I have 0 interest in going to France. Or Paris. 15 years ago, I would have thought it would be nice, but not anymore. Always wanted to go to London, too. I don't think I'd want to go to London nowadays, either.
Jumping to next system.
I'm not sure I could go to London. My social media activity, even though I don't say, I'm not real political or anything. Probably got some post somewhere from 15 years ago that they would look up and say, well, we don't want you
Data
here.
incoming.
Warning signs flash red and bright, but I push through into the night. Systems unknown, scares alive. Every pulse racing to survive. Space debris and pirate praise, but they'll never.
Miles per gallon. It's nice. We used to have another Nissan Volt, not a Volt, Note, Versa Note. And that thing got like 50 miles on the highway or something per gallon. I mean, it was maybe 45, but it was really good on gas. Car I have now, my car does pretty good on gas too. I don't drive much anymore, but even when I was driving to work and stuff, it did real good on gas.
Leaving system.
When I was working in Pensacola, I had to drive 107 miles one way. I was driving a Nissan Sentra. And Got really, really good gas mileage also, thankfully. Did put some mileage in that car.
As you like.
And nowadays I drive, including tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow I go down into town. When I say into town, it's 4 miles away. You know, I will probably drive maybe 30 miles total a month. Maybe, probably not even that. Because normally I only drive a quarter mile to the corner gas station, convenience store, Dollar General thing there, and pretty much get everything I need there.
Frame shift drive charging.
I don't drive very often. That kind of irks me that I pay so much in car insurance, and I go, I don't drive the car. I mean, I drive the car to that corner right there, you know, and back, you know, most of the time.
Adjusting for jumps.
Which car, the Sentra or the Versa Note? I like that Versa Note we had because it was a manual drive. It had roll-up windows, manual windows and everything. I think it was an automatic. Might have been an automatic.
Boom.
Oh yeah, it was a great car up until the point where this young lady driving this big old American pickup with huge tires. I don't even think her friends that were in the truck with her were drunk. She wasn't drunk, supposedly. She was a teenager. I don't even know for sure she had a license or not. But I was parked at a red light waiting to turn left, and they were coming from my left. And pretty much like she put her foot on the gas instead of the brake and hit me in the front end. My airbag didn't go off though, but it totaled that Note. And then it knocked the tire off the truck, the front tire. And then they proceeded to hit the car behind me, and then the third car in line behind me, they pushed into the side of a building. I remember just watching that truck come screaming around the corner and it coming straight at me, and I'm thinking I'm gonna die.
Frame shift drive charging.
Well, I don't think she was familiar with the truck. And I don't know where they were going, but it wasn't her truck. I do know they did not have insurance.
Adjusting for jumps.
But I had insurance and uninsured motorists and stuff on that car, and they pretty much paid it off. Wasn't enough to get another car. I had my son's car to fall
That's
back
starting in 1
on,
minute.
so
Activating.
Every star tells a story. Every star shows
18 bodies here.
every star holds a secret.
Not get a full scoop, but I don't care. Is there anything worth doing? There is nothing worth looking at even. Might be a few high metal contents.
Asteroid split and system scanned.
Well, you never know when have to help a neighbor move. I don't know. Where I live, everybody has a truck. I don't, but everybody has a pickup. At least one. And where I live also, it's not, normally it's not, how would I say this? I won't say multi-families, but most of the people that live out here have multiple adults in the same family that live in a household, so they have multiple cars. For example, the neighbors I was talking about with their teenagers and stuff, they all had their own cars. I think they all have their own four-wheelers. They have at least one really nice boat, and several cars, at least 2 trucks. So, and I sit here, going, it'd be nice if I could get someone to help cut my yard. I'll pay you. Oh, that's it. You're right. That's exactly right. Or at least you would carry one with you. I wouldn't say necessarily wear it, but
Every star tells a
Then
story.
again, what do they do on the weekends with their truck? I mean, they may drive it during the week in the city, but what do they do on the weekend, or do something fun that they can use the truck for?
Body B6. Sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable with life. Landable with atmosphere.
But I can't give you a really good justification for that, other than, you know, simply saying they do it because they can. You're just jealous that they have big trucks and you don't. I don't know. I wish I had a pickup every now and then. No. Not at all. Not, vans don't carry enough. I used to have a van. While you can throw some things in a van, you can throw a whole lot more and tie it down and go much higher and stuff in a pickup. And you have the added benefit of throwing an air mattress in the thing if you go camping or something, or do fun things. There are times that I really could use a truck, like now, to haul my trailer with the lawnmower to get it fixed. Or to go to Home Depot and buy some building materials that for my shed, and like big pieces of sheetrock and stuff. And you can get a lot of that stuff in a van too. But E6 has one bacteria or tectonica. We're going to go and say it's going to be bacteria, so we'll ignore it. You like nimble, good handling car? I don't doubt that. I mean, one has a preference. I like a reliable car, preferably a good handling, small,
To next system.
you know, inexpensive to drive car. Because I don't need to impress anybody. I just want a car to get from A to B, you know, reliably. I didn't say anything about safe. No one said anything about safe. Asked my wife about her organ that she cherished when we were moving. We had some friends that had a truck help move us, and we turned a corner too fast, and that organ went sailing over the edge and broke apart, much to the dismay of my wife. No one said anything about it being safer. You ever gone down the road and seen a truck with a bunch of people in the back just sitting there when they're driving somewhere? We used to do that all the time. Right in the back of a pickup.
Force adjustment.
Still see that even now. Not as
Maximum
often.
velocity.
Usually it's people driving to the creek or something. And I know I could throw a kayak in a pickup easier than I could a van. I can say that because I cracked my windshield in a van with a kayak before.
Scanning.
It was a rental kayak, so I didn't have the stuff to permanent mount it or something and let it ride on top of the van. So I shoved it inside the van and made it all the way back to the place I rented it from. And just as I was pulling in there was a railroad track, and I went over the bump and it moved it and cracked the windshield. My wife was not happy about that. But the guy's riding in the back of a truck? Not here. Well, it depends on what they were doing. If the driver was being reckless, that's one thing. You know, but just driving down the road to go somewhere is not the same. You know, it's not quite the same degree of safety problems.
The distance calls my name. No map can show.
Now, if you have a bunch of drunk rednecks, which do happen, you know, doing something stupid, there's a reason you go to jail for that. Like even my neighbors have been known to have a few beers or something and driving their ATVs around. And I went outside on my porch about a month and a half ago. One of the ATVs was in the woods. I mean, it was off of their driveway, and he'd lost. I don't know, can't say he lost control of it, but it was jammed into the woods, and there was a really nice deep track from the driveway over to the woods where he had on his path to the woods. So, and I know he did that at about 3:30 in the morning, because I was like, who the frick is driving around the loud thing at 3:30 in the damn morning? And of course it was them.
As threats disappear, the distance knows my game.
It used to be worse. Now they have motorcycles too. I forgot to mention that. They would go down their driveway
Executing now.
2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, making huge amounts of noise.
System scan complete.
It's odd that since I don't work, and I'm usually up at that time of day anyway, it doesn't bother me, but it probably disturbed the other neighbors who do work and have to get up. I just hear it and I go, that's kind of rude to do that. At me, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to yell at them to go get off my grass type thing, you know.
Jumping to next system.
That being said, those are the same neighbors that I provided internet to for almost 2 years, because they couldn't get a phone line for almost 2 years back where they moved. They moved behind my property. And when my well went out, my well pump went out for a while. They let me run water line to their well pump so I could have water. Got my well fixed.
Cosmic dust and light, what others fear, I hold so dear, my kingdom in the night.
Oh, you're right. You're right about that. Now, that's what I said. You see a bunch of drunk rednecks. I call them rednecks. Out here where I live, but anywhere, any drunk driving. But especially party mentality, a bunch of people drinking and riding around in the back of a truck or something. That's natural selection at work. Yes.
Frame shift drive charging.
What's sad though is it's in cases like it where people get hurt, it's usually not the driver. I think it's a young person that their whole life before them.
Just another day alone. Each coordinate I plot adds another.
I have to tell you, when that truck hit me, I wasn't hurt really. I mean, I kind of hurt my rib from the seatbelt, and I was mad. I was irritated that the airbag didn't go off, but it didn't hit me head on. It hit my kind of just to the headlight, where the headlight is, and it took out the whole quarter panel and my tire and stuff. But if it hit me like a foot and a half further over toward the center, it would have been a different story. But I was mad, at the driver of the other vehicle for doing that. What? I was just mad that it happened, and there was no excuse for that type of driving. And then people came up to the car and asked if I was okay, and I'm sitting there pounding my hands on the steering wheel, cussing and complaining. I was mad. I wasn't hurt.
Frame shift drive charging.
Now, it wasn't the people from the truck that hit me that came over to see if it was other bystanders and, other people around. My car wasn't going anywhere. Well, I did manage to drive the car, because I didn't even turn the car off. It was still running. And the cops asked me if I could move it over to the side, and I barely got it to go to the side because it didn't want to turn and stuff. And after I turned it off, it never started again because it broke the linkage or something to the transmission, so the key wouldn't turn, and so they couldn't do anything. So they had to.
Scan starting. Stand by.
Well, they had to tow it anyway, but they couldn't even turn the ignition on to check the mileage.
Every star will bring you near where you
Yeah, that was that. I could see under that truck. It was, you know, if you've seen those big trucks that are raised up high with big tires and stuff, and for no reason. I mean, and it had like the dual back tires, but they lost the front tire. The front tire went rolling down the street. I mean, when it came off after they hit me. And the other cars, but their tire came off when it hit me. It was loud too. I could hear that truck coming.
Reading systems.
It would have been better if she would have just kept going straight across the intersection, because there was another little road over there, no cars or anything. But you know, she tried to make the turn and didn't quite make it. Well, you know, some people think that stuff looks cool. Sometimes it does look cool, but I'm like, there's no realistic reason for that, other than style and looks or something. But there's no, I can't think of a good usage, you know, reason for having that, unless they need that much clearance for four-wheeling or something. And most of those trucks I've seen that have that aren't really the four-wheeling type, or the mud. Sometimes people go mud, and you know, go down in the creek beds in the mud and stuff, and they need some clearance for that. But I don't think that truck was really cut out for that.
Frame shift drive.
Jumping to next system.
Commander, show us what you're gonna see. Red alert from door location. Alien structure.
You know, that truck and that and other styles of cars, and some teenagers' dream. You know, they see something they want to do it, and they're willing to work for it and spend their money. Well, that's fine.
Completing system scan for cartography.
Star back on the other side of this thing I don't want to hit.
Something incredible in the thin, cold air. Breaking through the void, you're making history.
Yeah, I think at that speed, if she had, you know, that truck probably would have rolled. I don't know. I don't know how fast she was going. I don't know how fast. I don't think she was going super fast when she hit me. Well, she was going pretty fast. Fast enough to knock her tire off. I mean, knock the wheel off of her, you know, her axle.
Frame shift drive charging.
And everybody was saying how sweet the people that were in the truck were. They were nice people and good old boys and girls and things. And I'm like, sucks to be them.
Leaving system.
2, 1.
Breaking through the void, you're
I have pictures of the car.
every like you.
I liked it. It took the insurance adjuster when they came out to look at it. They went, it took the guy, he was like writing down all these things, and he goes, yeah, it's totaled. He didn't even have to do anything. He goes, yeah, that's, you know, it's going to be totaled, right? You know, I was like, yeah. I'm sad because that was a very reliable car. We had that car for years, and it had zero problems with it too. That car had been over half the country. I mean, it had been to Oklahoma, and Michigan, Florida. Wasn't the most comfortable car. I mean, by any means, but it got the job done.
Faster than light velocity.
Numbers in the charts day after day. I press on through the black, no way to
I'm not familiar with that term.
stars mapping away.
As you
The sun, it goes slow as
I don't know what chicken tax refers to.
shining a void between stars. Finding my place
But I know a lot about taxes.
Frame shift drive charging.
About everything here is taxed to some degree. They're working on it though. It's getting better. I think my state is getting rid of their state tax like Florida did. That was one good thing about living in Florida. You didn't have any state tax.
Interstellar travel. Engaging now.
Screen becomes clear. New worlds that no one's seen from here.
Well, the problem I see, well, not the problem, but people want
Reading system scan.
fancy things in their cars, even small cars, you know.
Auto scan sulfur dioxide atmospheric landable.
I pretty much insist I would really like to have an air conditioner on the car that works, and heater, you know, and wipers, and tires, engine. And I want them all to be reliable, but I don't care about leather seats or whether it's warmed or anything, and that adds so much to the cost of a car.
Stars between the stars.
Yeah, and some of the small compact cars are not cheap. Not as cheap as you would think compared to other cars. Because they go, well, that car gets 50 miles to the gallon and stuff. So in reality, they should say that car is, you know, $20,000 cheaper. You know, because it doesn't have this, or this added to it. It's just an engine with a frame and body and tires and lights attached to it. You know, it's because of the tax.
Compiling data
Yeah.
for cartography.
Charting the void between stars. Between the stars.
Yeah, that maybe someday some of this stuff will get reset. You know, it's gotten out of hand and ridiculous.
Sailing through time.
And I know it's worse in some places in Europe than it is here. Bristol boy, welcome in. Long time no see, sir. How are you? Thanks for swinging by and saying hi to Unc. I'm good. I'm getting ready to end here pretty soon, but I am just out in the middle of bumfuck and what did I say, bumfuck on stream? Out in the middle of nowhere. I'm on a loop around the galaxy. Literally, I'm doing a loop around the galaxy. Bubbles over there. I've already went all the way around. I'm on my way back now, so just going to be going around. I'm simply just doing it to do it. Nice. I don't know about nice, but I'm not even doing a lot of exobiology. I'm just traveling just to do it. Doesn't make for good content, though, for the stream. I don't know if you know a Coppertunus there, Bristol boy. He's another player. He's helped me out a whole lot
Adjusting for jump.
during some of the colonization stuff. And he's a very good, knowledgeable source of things, of information on many subjects.
Gathering information.
Oh, you're not wrong there, Coppertunus. And they also add tariffs, even before Trump.
Complete.
You know, they do the tariffs and things to try to,
Fuel swooping.
you know, keep certain manufacturers competitive.
Frame shift drive charging.
I'm surprised Bristol's on this time of day. You streaming? Are you going to be streaming?
Jumping to next.
We were talking about you. Who's we? I was in a Cal for All Season stream and someone mentioned you because he was talking about the rock fights and stuff. I told him that you were streaming again. It's good, man, because we missed you. But not only, I don't know what happened, but I hope it's better now. Whatever it was that kept you from streaming and stuff. You know, no real life things matter. But we missed you, so welcome back.
I'm racing past the borderlines into the great unknown, finding planets no one's seen, making each one my own. Every scan, every jump I take leaves my mark on space. In this endless universe, I finally found my
Interstellar travel
place.
mode engaged.
I was hoping I could make it 4 hours in this stream, but I don't think I'm going to make it that long.
I'm most definitely up for that.
Distance fear, first contact made, history changed.
Probably going to end it here pretty shortly. I'll find some food. Or some chocolate cake. I made a chocolate cake earlier, so.
Planets no one's seen, making each one my own.
Yeah, 7 bodies, nothing. Good.
My mark on space, in this endless universe,
Body
I
6.
finally found my
Neon
place.
atmospheric mandible. Mandible with atmosphere. Body 5. Neon rich atmospheric mandible.
Neon. No one wants neon.
Body 4.
Stars were too
Neon
far,
atmospheric mandible
but
with
I
light.
had to know what's out
May host a
there.
new personal codex entry. Mandible with atmosphere.
Each
Body 3.
system holds a
Neon
sign
atmospheric
that says
mandible.
Bacardi Sun was
Mandible with
here.
atmosphere.
When do you think you're going to stream again, Bristol?
Countless worlds.
I'll try to swing by. I've been sleeping during the daytime a lot, so.
Leaving system.
Charts and maps mark where I've been. As onward still I sail, I'm racing past the border.
Day? Good.
Analyzing.
By today, do you mean during the morning, afternoon, or evening?
Leaves my mark on space. In this endless universe, I finally found my place.
Oh, I might actually be awake for that.
Frameshift drive charging.
It kind of depends what time I get to bed. I slept very late this afternoon. I woke up in the afternoon. I was up so late last night. Try to get to bed here and maybe wake up at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Gotta go to the grocery store today.
Looking out this window at points of distant light.
You gonna be streaming Elite?
Affirmative.
Something keeps on calling, makes me restless every night. The charts say stay away, but my heart won't let me be.
Cool.
Every mile further out shows me who I'm meant to be. Every star pulls me further into the great unknown, breaking past the boundaries that kept me safe at home. There's a
Quarter mile sub 15 seconds. Well, that's good for a 4-cylinder, I guess. Suspect it's nowhere near any record, but still quite decent. I assume you're talking, since it says a 40 mile per gallon rating, that those are stock engines, and I mean stock regular factory cars.
against all odds and warnings, following this force.
And Bristol, I'd like to do some exobiology, but I'm just not finding crap on my travel here. At least today and yesterday, haven't found a whole lot.
Every new horizon pulls me straight and true.
But honestly, I've been traveling more than I'm concentrating on traveling more than doing exobiology, except when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, then I
Body 7.
will stop.
Non-atmospheric landable with life.
Cutting in.
Landable with atmosphere.
What did voice attack think I said?
Can never turn back.
Did I think I said I'll stop? Huh.
Madness to venture so far, but they've never felt the calling, never chased a distant star.
I like voice attack, but sometimes it mishears me. Or I inadvertently say something. Well, Coppertunus, you're saying words that are not important to me. I'm not trying to argue, pro or con any specific, manufacturer or engines or anything.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm just a poor innocent streamer trying to have a conversation and not sound so stupid while I do it. Have mercy.
Jumping to next system.
I'm really not very knowledgeable on a lot of things. I'm very knowledgeable about something, but I'm definitely not a subject matter expert on mechanical things and engines. I have a lot of common sense knowledge, but not
As you like.
common knowledge.
Fuel scooping.
No, I don't think we're arguing. I just not trying. I just didn't want you to think I was trying to say something was superior to something else, because I'm not. I'm not trying to imply or infer, intimate that at all.
I've known each signal getting weaker every breath I take. My heart beats even faster as I navigate what lies beyond the edge of everything I've known.
Adjusting projection.
Path that no one's ever shown.
I understand that, and I'm not. Yeah,
Ads starting in 1 minute.
if you want to berate the American government for or taxes, tariffs, or anything, that's fine. Feel free. I am not.
Okay, executing now.
I'm not one. I'm not passing judgment on those types of things. I'm not a big fan of a lot of that stuff either. So
They said the void would break me, make me turn around. But every star
Americans like big things because they can. Doesn't make it better than some other thing. It just Americans like big flashy things because they can. They're available, so what a lot of people want.
Frameshift drive charging.
turns into wonder as I navigate what lies
Which kind of explains the world situation to some degree.
Jumping to next system. Faster than light velocity.
gravity. I'm on my own. What lies beyond the edge of everything I've known.
Poor Bristol walked into this and he's like going, what? What?
By your command.
Every boundary crossed, every rule defied was leading me to this.
By the way, if you're still there, Bristol, that conversation that involved you was all good. So, in Cal's chat, people were talking about you and stuff.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'll chart the path that no one's ever
No, it's basically that, you know, people were asking if anyone had seen you, and that, you know, I think Cal mentioned you for the rock bites and stuff, and I piped him and said I'd seen you streaming recently. He said he knew, so. Oh my God. Oh my God. Talk about summoning the devil. Oh my gosh.
Frameshift drive charging.
How you doing this morning, Cal? What are you doing up? Oh, you probably have a job, don't you?
Reading system.
Not a single footprint where you tread. Maps show nothing.
Oh, well, I'll repeat myself. What the hell are you doing up? Are you just up because you haven't been to bed yet? Like me? Or are you getting up just to, you knew I was streaming and had to come in? Oh, okay. Glad your internet's back. And Bristol says he's going to stream later today. I was really hoping, though, I could have got a hold of one of y'all ganker types to go in there and pounce on StarCat for that charity stream. That would have been funny as hell.
Frameshift drive charging.
When no one's ever been before. Each morning brings another sign of worlds that you'll make mine.
Adjusting for jump.
And I apologize for missing your charity stream today, Cal. I slept until after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why I messaged you on Discord to see if, you know, you were around. I tried to get a hold of Tony, and he ended up showing up too, but no one did anything, though.
Completing system
At least that
scan.
I saw before I ended up giving up waiting. Cause
Fuel scooping.
still a good time, though. He was quite worried that somebody was going to pounce on her any moment, though, being in open like that, which is the whole point of getting her to go into open.
Every scan reveals the truth of places we once thought untrue. Your name will mark these charts we draw, the first to see it all.
Okay, Coppertunus, in case you wonder what we're talking about, I'm talking about is,
Vectors.
you might have noticed there was a big charity drive with multiple streamers participating this weekend, and the StarCat 70 was one of them. And as one of the rewards that she was raising money, people were paying her like $50 a pop for her to like go into Desiot or something and open, and knowing that gankers or somebody would try to kill her. I was trying to get some of the people I know to go kill her, but didn't have a whole lot of success at that aspect. It was still fun. And no, I did not give her $50 for that.
Completing system scan. Stand by.
Not that I wouldn't have in the old days. I just don't have the money nowadays to throw out like that. A couple of years ago, though, I would have thrown it out in a heartbeat to just for the fun of it.
Looking back at where we started.
Make is not the right word. I was just trying to notify them that the situation was there, and their natural instincts would kick in to take care of that. But yeah, you know, you're not wrong. I was just trying to instigate a little bit. Yeah, that's a good word, right? Instigate. it's all for a good cause, though. I mean, she knew that was going to happen. I mean, that could happen, and she was willing to do it to raise money for the charity.
System.
I was just trying to ensure that there would be somebody to participate. You know, there were people giving her money, give a little ganking for the children. That's right. I was just trying to, you know, make certain people aware of the situation so that they could contribute. Content. It's all about the content for the stream. And hearing her scream, or shriek, or whine. Whine's not the right word. She was a good sport about it all.
No one's been this way before.
Scanning for information.
There's no map where I'm going, but I can't stay on the shore.
59 jumps to my waypoint.
Fuel scooping complete.
Sometimes I see
About almost 3/4 of the way. No, well, no, I'm not. I'm 2/3 of the way almost. My loop around the galaxy.
no space.
Almost 2/3.
Frameshift drive charging.
There's no map where I'm going. No one's been this way before. There's no map.
I don't even know what kind of ship Starcat was in. It wasn't the.
Faster than
Is she gonna-
light reached.
I don't know. It wasn't a Mandalay, but it wasn't a fighting ship. That's for sure. I saw a streamer the other night doing exploration stuff in a DBX. That is something I hadn't seen in a long time. It's
Data
when
incoming.
actually using a DBX.
Fuel scooping.
I mean, I've used mine just to use it every once in a while, but they didn't have any other ship, so.
Fuel scooping complete.
Light years from your touch, star charts and
Frameshift
silence.
drive charging.
Just me and the void.
I'll do about 10 more jumps and then I'm gonna call it, guys. Let's see about whipping up some breakfast or chocolate cake.
Jumping to next system.
I shouldn't have made that cake earlier. Now I want to eat it.
Back to me. The void between us.
Why? I can, but why? You decided you don't like me anymore? Wouldn't be the first person. I mean, get out of this.
As you like.
Body A2A. Close orbit.
New planets below. Strange colors in space. My ship's running true. Missing your
There you go.
face. Beyond the last outpost where no maps can guide. I'm charting the darkness with you on my mind. The void between us grows, but my heart beats stronger. Through galaxies unknown, I'll find my way back home.
You okay, Coppertunus?
Jumping to next system.
Something I said?
Coordinates locked, systems all green, breaking barriers
now.
of speed.
Fuel scooping.
Mission control.
I hope not.
Here in the stars.
I do not mean to offend anybody.
One last frontier coming back to
Frameshift drive charging.
And it is what it is, I guess.
Course of justice. Gathering information. Cartography update.
However, that would not be the first time. I've actually had people say
Fuel scooping complete.
leave because somebody else came in chat or something. And I just don't understand that. I'm like,
never last. Beyond fear, persevere.
many bodies were here.
Day by day, guide me true.
Not 26.
Ancient
Uh-oh, we got a water world.
guide me true. Past systems new. Endless sight into night. Scanners beam, planets gleam. First to see, let it be. Pioneer, atmosphere.
All right, Cal. Well, thanks for swinging by. Appreciate it.
Mark the course, no remorse, for it's still by my will. Guide me
Let's see water
true,
world go.
ancient light, future bright. Guide me true, past systems new, endless sight into night.
Body A1. Meets mapping criteria. High value body.
Taking steps through all
No life though.
past all boundaries. What comes next?
Pretty.
Cosmic dance, take the chance, make the leap, mysteries deep, time to soar, something more than before. Stars alive.
You know at Beagle Point, I had 43 pages of exploration data. I didn't turn it in, but it's going to take forever to turn in when I get back. Basically, double that at least.
Future bright, guide me true, past systems new, endless sight into night. Guide me true, beyond all sight. Guide me true, into the night. Guide me true, endless light. Guide me true.
Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up here when I finish this system, though I think I had earlier.
Another system on my screen. Stars I've never seen before.
Hoping to find some life, though.
System
System discovery
As the
complete.
scanner comes
First body to
alive,
map is A1.
feel the ship beneath me
A1, the water world, that's all I care about mapping.
getting closer to who I'll be. Looking back at who I was before these stars became my home. Each one I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each one I find sets something free. Out here is where I learn to see.
Normally I just shut down. I may actually go land on one of the planets here to get a first footfall before I then just park there overnight. And just parking off in space some.
Something shifts inside my mind as readings fill my suit display. Every scan reveals the truth, not just about the alien ground, but who I am becoming now.
Galaxy over there. I think I can get a good picture.
These worlds have opened
Need
up my
something
core.
fixed.
Each world I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each world I find sets something free. Out here is where I learn to see.
Galaxy in the background.
Found my way through asteroid fields, stars, we're running.
It's not a, nah, never mind. That's not pretty enough. That's just a pretty generic looking. That last water world would have been nice. It looked like an Earth-like almost. This one doesn't.
Now I understand the last. I had to make this trip, not to map the galaxy, but to map the depths within. Each world I find something in me, changes who I thought I'd be. Each one
Ooh, nailed that back shot. Look at that.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Soft look.
Mapping complete. No more bodies to map.
Alright, let's pick a planet to go land on. Really not picky, I'm just maybe scenic or not.
screens lit up in front of me, another system no one's seen, just dots and lines until I scan, making maps as best I
I
can.
don't think any of them are going to be scenic per se. So.
Too far now to turn back, but somewhere past the stars I see there's someone reaching back to me. 1,000 light years out, but I'm never alone. Every signal sent becomes a path back home. When space gets quiet,
Maybe if I land this right, I can get the galaxy in the background and get a picture of my ship with the galaxy. I already have a couple of them.
chose to know.
Not nearly as far out as I was. Currently 57, almost 57,000 light years from Sol or Earth.
Purple skies left my foot.
The other day I was 65,000, furthest you can get away from Sol.
Every scan and every side gets sent
It's
back
called
through.
Simone's Reach. Kind of not too far past Beagle Point.
I feel the message coming in. 1,000 light years out, but
And I
I'm
was talking tough about getting the galaxy in the view, so I have to go on the other side and see where the galaxy's at.
that's when I know we're all connected.
I was slowed down to the stupid gravity well crap. galaxy.
They said the void would break me down, that I would lose my way.
I guess while I'm here I can map it. Not that it map it for any good reason, but do it.
The map we draw together now goes further than we dream. Each beacon lit, each message sent makes space feel less extreme. 1,000 light years out, but I'm never alone. Every signal sent becomes a path back home. When space gets quiet, that's when I know.
Absolutely no value in mapping that. But I'm here, so I'm doing it.
Surface scan complete.
Hang on, let's think this through. Over there, I want it, I don't sun to be in the way, not here. I'm up here, the ship will be a little more level.
Looking up at stars tonight,
Orbital flight engaged.
never been so far from home. Saw the mission born in flight. Sign my name and now I roll, following footsteps through the stars.
I just wanted to make sure it was a landable world, I don't know why.
Following in the footsteps of giants. Following where the Carlison leads.
All this just to find a parking spot.
Giants, this is everything I need. Ooh, everything I need.
I wonder what makes it green and splotches.
First assignment, distant worlds. Heartbeat faster than the drive. Every scan, each system swirls. Makes me feel so much alive. Following footsteps through the stars.
I'd sure like to get my graphics settings so that this doesn't look quite as bad as it does.
Steps of giants.
LOD view is not too bad. This is
Following in the footsteps of giants. This is everything I need. Ooh,
thought about turning the anti-aliasing stuff off. With those settings. And the sun's over there. Let's get the picture. I think light up name the ship ID. Be unsuitable to
following the footsteps of giants.
work with. It just doesn't look good.
This is everything I need. Following footsteps.
Played in my video settings. I don't know why it looks.
In the footsteps. Following in the footsteps. Everything I need.
Don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. And the galaxy, same view. There. It's gonna be in the shade. So,
force ignites your ship against the black, no turning back.
Picture time's over. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a morning. Call it a stream.
Through storms of stardust,
Thank everybody for coming in and lurking. You take care, Bristol Boy. It's good to see you, sir. Look forward to seeing your stream. You guys take care. I don't even think I'm gonna, unless y'all want to raid somebody. I don't really. You can if y'all want. Do you have anyone in mind you might want to raid? I don't really care. No? Okay. Well, I'm going to end it. Y'all guys take care. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in and hanging out. See y'all next time, perhaps. This is a Monday. I might stream tonight. Monday night. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all take care. Thanks for coming in.
Searching the stars for a world like home. After explorer drifting through the dark we roam. Scanners up, signals strong. Every system's a map, every scan's a song. From the edge of the void to the planets untold. Hunting for life in the cosmic cold. Alien signals beneath the sky. Exo-biology waiting, no limits to fly. From the edge of the void to the planets untold. Hunting for life in the cosmic cold. Alien signals beneath the sky. Exo-biology waiting, no limits to fly. Earth-like worlds untouched and wild. Pirates out there with fury piled. Between the peace and danger's call. Bacardi stands strong, never will fall. Bacardi's on the hunt, stars in his sight. Exploring the unknown through endless nights. From Earth-like dreams to the pirate's fire. With the Corvette blazing, his enemies retire. Tracking life forms, chasing down the fight. In the depths of space, he's the guiding light. Boots hit the ground, scanners ping alive. Biological wonders in the deep survive. Through the nebula's reach, to the stars untamed. Every new discovery adds to the game. But there's danger out there in the pirate zone. Federal Corvettes, engines moan. Locked in tight, no mercy given. When pirates attack, it's survival driven. Between the stars and battles fought, he never loses the mission he's got. Life in the black, born for the quest. Bacardi pushes on, never needs rest. Bacardi's on the hunt, stars in his sight. Exploring the unknown through endless nights. From Earth-like dreams to the pirate's fire. With the Corvette blazing, his enemies retire. Tracking life forms, chasing down the fight. In the depths of space, he's the guiding light. From the blackest void to the brightest star, Bacardi's traveled the galaxy near and far. No pirate too strong, no world too small. Commander Bacardi answers the call. Exploring the mysteries, fighting the foe. In the galaxy's depths, it's where he'll go. Bacardi's on the hunt, stars in his sight. Exploring the unknown through endless nights. From Earth-like dreams to the pirate's fire. With the Corvette blazing, his enemies retire. Tracking life forms, chasing down the fight. In the depths of space, he's the guiding light. From From the blackest void to the brightest star, Bacardi's traveled the galaxy near and far. No pirate too strong, no world too small.